What is going on? I'm Zedmont. Little bit MIA for a little bit there. If you're one of those people who quit Brawl Stars to come play Boom Beach, welcome, welcome, welcome. Bit of a kerfuffle over there. Anyways, we're going to jump into the end of Warships. Season 30 was good in many ways, bad in other ways. Hoping that Season 31 fixes many of those issues. I've got high hopes. Anyways, now that that is done, collecting our rewards, so vital, because you see that I now have 37 powder. We are going to do a full boost attack and just hope for the best. We're going to do that on Forlorn Hope on a fairly difficult attack, so I would put the chances of me succeeding on this about 50-50, hoping to make it like 51-49 or something ridiculous like that. So Mega Crab coming soon, Warships Season 31 coming soon. We're in that void of excitement, and like I mentioned, Brawl Stars, they had a reward that was like ridiculously crazy that everyone is in uproar about. Thankfully, on the Boom Beach side, we don't get fancy offers, we just get the generic stuff in here that most of the trader stuff is garbage, so don't really have to worry about that too much. Do consider throwing code ZMOD in your shop there, though. We are going to load all of the Zookas. Now, let's have a look at this base. She's a pretty hot beach, says Smacked. So we've got lots of rockets here. Also, rockets guarding those cells on the right-hand side, so I'm just going to have to double, triple check to make sure that I'm full boosted. Apologies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 statues a-glowing. Okay, so someone has already hit this. There is 1.5 million health left. I'm going to use Mr. Bullet. I think that's probably better. That way I only have to do 3 shocks. One up here, and one to shock bullet in place, as opposed to doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shocks. Shocking bullet obviously causes a little bit of concern, but I think we can get this puppy down. Let's just get into it, see what we can pull off here. I'm going to flare into about there. I'm going to drop my first smoke about there. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to get our next smoke out. We're going to drop bullet. Then we're going to go 5, 6, 7, 8. Our troops are going to start to come up. I'm going to flare to right about there. I think we still have all of our troops barely, just squeezing underneath all of the things. Bullet is dropped far earlier than I would like, simply because I like to drop my hero a little bit on the late side, but I think we should still be a-okay. So I'm going to drop my shock right about there. Then I'm going to flare into there, and I'm going to go 1 and 2 into there. Bad idea a little bit, but I feel like if I flare at the right time, I can get Bullet to come underneath all... Oh, come on, Bullet. Come on, Bullet. Come on, Bullet. Come on, Bullet. Here's the problem. 1 and 2 up there, hoping that Bullet is going to keep walking. There we go. So we barely got Bullet into position, and we are just... Oh, that was so close. So definitely made a whole bunch of mistakes there, but still managed to pull it off thanks to those extra long shocks. I wouldn't have done this without the extra long shocks. The extra long shocks definitely causing issues when shocking Bullet. Have to be super careful. So I was not super careful, and I didn't throw my smokes in a perfect spot, but a little bit of a non-standard attack on Callisto. I am a Callisto master. Yes, that's a self-appointed title, but not the standard there, so using those masteries, not exactly accurate. So a couple people have asked recently, should you be upgrading smoke? And you'll see down in here that my smoke has indeed been upgraded, and those extra smoke seconds definitely help when you end up with the extra shock bomb duration, but I still screwed up a little bit there. So that was definitely a pucker sort of moment. I am going to quickly go through. Now, when I go to clear my map, the first thing I do is go through and get rid of all the mercenaries. That is fully 100% intentional, because that raises your where are we looking here? Raises your radar percentage, and if you happen to tick over there, you'll see all of a sudden we're up to 9%. We were probably at 2%. More likely to get an invasion. Now, we don't really care if we get a Blackguard invasion. They're less valuable than mercenary invasions. But I'll take any invasion I can get if it happens to be in that 3-second window where I'm destroying those NPCs. So I assume all of you that are max level players are just doing this and then weeping at the same time because you miss those heavy choppas, because nothing is better than heavy choppas. Heavy choppas made clearing your map so much easier for anyone who has max level landing crafts. But thankfully, we still have these Scorchers here. So I don't know about you guys as far as your powder numbers or how often you boost, and if you boost to clear your map or not. Ideally, you don't boost to clear your map. Should be able to clear your map without boosting, but I always clear my map when full boosted because it just makes it easier and faster. So I don't boost just to clear my map, but I'll boost, do my operation attack, hopefully 2 operation attacks on 1 boost. Don't be that person in your task force every single day of the week, though, because your task force will hate you or not like you as much as people that attack early. But Scorchers, not a bad choice to have, not a bad problem to have. And I literally just go like this, drop some gunboat energy, and then I'll put my device down, do some work, and wait while my Scorchers pick up intel for me. So it's kind of like an automated intel machine. Not quite as automated as some would like. And if you're wondering why I'm using Kavan, that is why, because if you use Bullet, he'll die. If you use Everspark, pretty good. If you use Brick, she'll die. But I just tend to use Kavan because I can put my device down on my desk, and then with instant training, if I've lost any troops, quickly reload those and keep clearing my map. So I know I've been a vocal anti-Kavan person in the past, but he's doing a little bit of good, and more good than Bullet would be if Bullet died or just stayed behind the Scorchers, and definitely more good than Brick, who just dies instantly because she's kind of useless. So clearing the map, getting the intels, but we are not going to do that today because if we go and look in our boats, I believe we still have 90% off all of the things. Let's just check what we've got. Warrior Damage Tribe, I'm not going to spend any of my raw crystals on those simply because we don't need to with a full boost. You don't need to use anything with a full boost with Warriors. Definitely the extra shocks will be helpful, but really, really, really not required. So we're just going to have a little bit of fun and keep pushing on forward. And I briefly, ever so briefly, alluded to that Brawl Stars thing. Let me know if you were involved in that, if you had a concern about that, and what you would have done. It's basically a whole bunch of, a very small amount of people profited from a mistake in a shop offer, and then Brawl Stars was stuck at a spot where, like, what do you do in that situation? Like, you can't reverse because then people who weren't involved are going to potentially lose things. Or I am just very, very happy that Boom Beach did not go that route, and our shop offers aren't great, but they also don't have those kind of flaws in them. So a little bit of a weird situation, as Bullet is still kind of clawing his way along here. Shock, 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 shock. We have way too many shocks and not enough time. Down goes the things. And by the way, I do play Brawl Stars, and I was very, very sad that I didn't get that offer. I would have bought it in a heartbeat, but I don't look at the offers all that much because I basically just buy the season's pass. But I'm talking about Brawl Stars, playing Boom Beach. Not a great way to do things. Let's switch it up. We will try some Grand Medic Mania. These in-between times, if there's some videos that you guys would like to see in the in-between warships, in the in-between Mega Crab sort of timeline, please do let me know, because I'm always kind of struggling for what the heck to do, and I don't tend to show 90% of the things I do in Boom Beach. I play Boom Beach for enjoyment, not just for the YouTubes, so I am on in our task forces, in random task forces, so if you'd like to see me like critique other people's operation attacks or something like that, do let me know. I will clear that with the random task forces that I'm in. I don't want to just join them and then trash on them on YouTube or something like that. But yeah, operation attacks don't do very well on YouTube. I know there's a very loud minority of you that want to see operation attacks, but YouTube just shows otherwise, that no one really cares all that much about operation attacks. Either you know how to do them, or they've been covered for so long that you don't care, or I don't really know what it is. That's why I try and mix them in with the rest of my attacks, because I figure that way you guys get a bit of a potpourri, bit of a mix of different things. And that's twice I've said the word potpourri in a span of about a week. So clearly potpourri is high on my list of things. 600, and that was a lot of gold right there. Now, my submarine is off diving somewhere. Can't find it terribly easily. Should be. There we go. Let me know in the comments, should we be able to spend diamonds to bring our submarine back earlier? I think personally that since they included classified items in the submarine, you should be able to spend diamonds to bring it back earlier. And if you do that too often, you're going to end up with no dive spots. So it's going to police itself. But personally, I think you should be able to spend diamonds on those dive spots, get your submarine going quicker and quicker, and it gives you an extra spot to spend all that gold so people can't steal it from you. Small details. And speaking of small details, I deployed my medics way too early. You don't want to deploy your medics until at least a couple of your grenadiers have taken damage when using Gren medics, but Gren medics probably none of you are using anymore anyways. Unless you are like XP 16 or 15 and you just got Grenadiers and don't have Bombardiers, at which case please use these things. They are a ridiculously fantastic troop that is not used by enough players, and to be frank, is probably the best way to clear your map, except for Warriors, for many players. So we are about to lose a couple Grenadiers, but that is strictly because I am using Bullet instead of Everspark. I find that Everspark I lose way fewer troops. This person just had a baby rocket launcher behind the core. I love to see those kinds of progressions still happening on the Boom Beach main base. So, like I said, Mega Crab, hoping there's a sneak peek coming out sometime soon. We'll leave it at that, but that one was very light on gold. Holy crow, you can see which bases were there from when the Mega Crab was here, when the Mega Crab wasn't here. I do clear my map somewhat regularly. Did Dr. Terror yesterday, Dr. T I should say, because I needed to get those crystals to keep my sculptor going. But again, you see right there, like it's just me dropping the Scorchers and letting them do their thing and picking up that free crystal. I think I got a double crystal somewhere, but that's not relevant. That's going to be my quick video for today. It is Wednesday, January 26th. We do have a Mega Crab step right there. So if there's going to be a sneak peek, it's going to be in the next 36 hours, 14 minutes, and 4, 3, 2, you get the idea, seconds. So anyways, that is all for me. Super swamped at work. Apologies and thank you for your patience. The fact that I haven't uploaded in a bit. I shall talk to you soon as I get all of those raw crystals moving in the right direction. Spending all that gold before someone can come steal it from me. I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm Zedmon. Peace.